Hey guys, I'm Trudy, and on today's video, we're gonna be making chickpea kabuka squash fritters. I absolutely love this recipe, especially for this time of year. We've got the pumpkin or the kabuka squash that is very grounding, especially for this very cold, dry time of year during the holidays. So if you're interested in learning how to make this amazingly delicious, grounding winter recipe, keep watching. All right, let's get right into it. By the way, all the exact measurements will be linked in the description box below, so don't forget to check out the full recipe at thegeniuslife.com. So first, you're going to add your cooked chickpeas to a medium-sized bowl. We're going to mash it. So start using your potato masher to just mash them out nice and easy. I soaked, rinsed, and boiled my chickpeas from scratch, but feel free to use canned or jarred if you're pressed for time. Although fresh is always best, so if you can plan ahead, I say definitely go for it. Now, if you have a food processor, I would definitely suggest to add all of the ingredients to it, except for the flour. Until the end, you'll add the flour instead of mashing by hand. Now we're gonna add our kabuka squash, aka Jamaican pumpkin. And again, mash, mash, mash. Once you've got those two combined really well, add your diced onions, your fresh parsley, and all of your spices. So now you're gonna just go ahead and use your spatula and then the potato masher to again combine everything even more. You want this to really come out smooth, very well combined, and seamless. So that is why we're doing so much mashing. For those with the food processor, you've got it down packed probably already. So now that I'm done mashing, I'm gonna knock off that excess so you don't waste any of it. Now we're gonna go ahead and gradually add in cashew cream milk. So this is basically just a combination of cashews, and literally cashews take like 30 minutes to an hour depending on how hot your water is to soak. So just before you start the recipe, you can add boiling hot water to half a cup of cashews, and that will be ready to go within 30 minutes. So the key to making cashew cream is to actually use less water. So I used half cup cashews and 1 cup water and just blended it out and did not strain. Adding less parts water ensures that your milk is super thick and creamy. So now we're gonna gradually add our spelt flour into the mixture. If you're using a food processor, I suggest leaving the flour for last, and then of course, gradually adding it in as well. Taste test. So now taste the batter to see if the spices are to your liking. I actually ended up adding a dash more of salt, more like ½ teaspoon or so, and like 3 to 4 sprinkles of cayenne pepper. All right, time to get these bad boys on a cookie sheet. So we're almost there to cooking it. So the next thing is to grab a cookie sheet or a netted tray like what I have, add parchment paper or a silicone cookie sheet to it, and begin to form your fritters. Coat each side of your fritters with panko breadcrumbs and then place each fritter onto the baking sheet. Simple as that. Okay, it's time to cook our fritters. Now, you can choose to bake these as a healthier alternative. And if you are going to do that, I really honestly suggest baking them at 400, if not 375 degrees, depending on how your oven is. And that's Fahrenheit for any of you guys that are outside of the United States. And that would be for about 30 to 45 minutes. I would definitely check them around 30 minutes. And then if you need the extra 15 minutes, then go ahead and do that. All right, so add a generous amount of oil. I am using olive oil, but if you have avocado, that works as well. Any high heat frying oil works well. Now wait at least 5 to 7 minutes for the pan to heat up. Now it's time to place them in. So the key is to not overcrowd the pan like I did. So you definitely don't want it sitting in cold oil, and you also don't want to have them crowded because then it becomes difficult to flip them over. Now cook each fritter on the first side for about 3 to 4 minutes or so, and then the second side, maybe 2 minutes tops. The second side always cooks much faster. So you're waiting for that perfect golden brown crust. You guys, when you're frying that first side, you're going to see this brown crust start to develop on the corners of your fritters, and that's how you know it's almost time to flip it. Now, tips. Use a second spatula, and that is going to help you to flip over your fritters and control the flipping process so that everything's not flying everywhere. You don't have oil spilling and splashing out on you and burning yourself. If you need extra oil, do that in between batches. So after you're done with your first batch, go ahead in with oil, let it warm up, let it, combine with the existing oil that's in your pan, and then add your new fritters. Time to serve it up. So place each fritter on a paper towel in a serving bowl, and you're good to go. This is absolutely delicious if you pair it with vegan cashew cream or even maybe some salsa. Another good option is like a chipotle mayo drizzle. Guys, we are finished. It's time for the taste test. I'm so excited because I was a little afraid for a second that these would not come out really good because the flour, it wasn't sticking together. I could have used a flax egg, but I didn't. I'll definitely leave a link below to the recipe with all the ingredients, all the options. For instance, I could have used a flax egg, but I didn't, but it ended up sticking together. So yeah, check down below the description box for the full recipe. So let us go ahead and try one. So this is actually something you can make for parties if you're having like a Christmas party or even just some other type of gathering and you want to have a starter, or you can actually put it on the side of your entree. I'm going to be actually having it on the side of my entree, but today we can pretend it's a starter. So what I really love about this dish specifically is that you can actually make it fried or you can make it baked. So traditionally fritters are fried, but if you want to make it healthier, definitely go ahead and bake it at like 400 degrees. I'll leave all those instructions down below as well. Wow. I'm shocked. I'm absolutely shocked. This is probably the best fritter I have ever made. You guys definitely make this, recreate it, share it. It's the perfect spice, and the lime really brings out the flavor of the cumin, the garlic powder, and of course the salt also brings it all out. I'm actually so surprised this is good, and the parsley, very good. Definitely feel free to experiment with sauces. Like this would be really good with like a vegan cashew crema. So this is absolutely delicious, you guys. Leave a comment down below if you are trying this, and if you did, how did it go? Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.